Look who decided to do her hair today. So it's Monday, just finished my work day. The weather looks like it's still semi-decent. I haven't been outside at all yet today. So plan of attack now is to do this video, upload it, change into some clothes that are acceptable for outside, and to go for my walk. So I will probably be out for a little while. We'll play Pokemon Go while I'm out, and probably go down to the Capitol Square and just do some laps around there. Maybe go down State Street and come back up. Depends on how busy it is. If there's a lot of people, I try and avoid the people. It's rather overcast-ish. I had... So when I talked previously about how I'd slept until almost 11 o'clock and everything, so people are like, don't be hard on yourself, things are weird right now. And what I was trying to do was point out that those are signs that I'm dealing with a depression. So the sleeping in, not feeling rested, the anxiety feelings, like the breastbone situation, like the pain on the breastbone, and that's my part of my anxiety, and just feeling like it takes so much energy to even do normal everyday things like do my hair or brush my teeth. Those are all signs to me that I'm in a fairly significant depression. And that's what I was trying to point out when I talked about that previously. So I've done a little bit of self-care in the last couple of days. I've really been focusing on trying to do those kinds of things. So I did wind up, doing my nails. So I also decided to tinker around with different things of social media that aren't necessarily in my comfort zone. Like, I've never really been a big fan of Twitter, so I started a new Twitter because the old one I had was bogged down with things that I didn't necessarily want to be inundated with, so I just started fresh. And so I created a new username for that and started looking at new interests versus the old ones that had been on my old Twitter that I hadn't touched since I think 2015. And I've been poking around there and just trying to find different things to keep myself occupied with, I guess. Another thing that I do when I'm dealing with depression is I have a really hard time keeping track of time. So like last night, for instance, I had been watching some YouTube videos or something, and towards the end of the night I was like, I need to feed my cats, and then I was like, you know what, I need to freshen up the green in my hair, so I'm going to do that right now. So I went into the bathroom, and while I was sitting waiting for the timer to go off so I could wash out the rest of the color, I was like, I need to open these Pokemon Go gifts so I can try and fill up, my maximize before it hits midnight. Well, I went 2 in, and then all of a sudden I saw a thing flash at the bottom, and I was like, oh crap. And I looked at the time on my phone because I neglected to do that for the entire time. And it was midnight. I wasn't even tired, which is very unusual for me. I'm usually kind of pooping out around 10 o'clock most nights, 10:30, and I was very shocked, and I was like, crap, I still have all this stuff to do. So I finished up my hair, I dried that as best I could, got ready for bed. By the time I got into bed and the time I laid down, it was after 1 a.m. I've been exhausted all day today, so I had to get up at 6:30 to get into work by 7, into work. and then work 9 hours because that's the flex schedule that I have. So I did 9 hours today, and then I haven't gone outside at all. I forgot to eat lunch, and I had a couple of meetings today, and the next thing I know, I'm like, oh crap, it's 2 p.m. I haven't eaten anything. These are all, again, signs that I'm in a depression. That's what happens to me. I fall into this like hole, I guess. And so that's why, taking care of myself and self-care, which seems like such a silly term, but is true, is something that I really need to focus on, because these are things that everybody takes them for granted. Oh, I'm hungry, I eat. Oh, I'm tired, I sleep. I don't hit those points a lot of times. I'm the type of person where if I'm in a depression, I have zero appetite. I could probably go all day on like a can of soda and like just be sipping on that while I'm sitting at my desk working. And I just don't even realize it. And then the next thing I know, I'm weak because I haven't been eating. I haven't been giving myself nutrition at all. I'm tired because I haven't been sleeping well. And, like, that's just a recipe for disaster. And so trying to refocus yourself and start thinking about the things that you need to do actually becomes very difficult when you're not really in tune with yourself. And that's where I wind up having issues, is not being in tune with me. I don't really realize I'm hitting these points until there's something very blatantly wrong happening, or somebody says to me, you don't seem like yourself. Are you okay? And then I start thinking to myself, well, what am I doing differently? I don't feel like I'm doing anything differently. But I obviously am, because people have noticed differences in my behavior. Right now, I'm just tired of being tired. I'm tired of being tired all the time. I want to go to bed, and I want to wake up and I feel like I slept. Like, I miss that. I haven't had that in a while. People know that if I don't paint my fingernails, then I'm really, really, really in a funk. And I went all last week with no nail polish. Which seems like a silly thing, but it would be like the equivalent of somebody who normally like gussies themselves up in a lot of makeup and dresses real nice, and then them coming in with, nothing on their face, greasy hair, and sweatpants. Like that's the equivalent. Again, I feel today, mood-wise, I'm fairly even. I'm just so tired because I didn't sleep very well yesterday. Today, actually, technically. The good news is my cat is doing a lot better. Allegro is responding well to the medication that he's on, so that makes me feel very happy and hopeful. And I'm hoping that he continues to improve. And I'm hoping that I continue to improve. For whatever reason, I just decided that today I wanted to flat iron my hair, which I haven't done in maybe a month. So I don't know. Some of it's like, am I doing it because I feel like I want to do it, or am I doing it because I feel like I need to do it to try and force myself to feel better? And so this is like one of those internal struggles I'm constantly dealing with. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Fighting with your own body and your own mind on a regular basis. I feel like I've babbled a lot in this video, and I don't know if it makes any sense, but hopefully it does to somebody. And I am going to get ready, and I'm going to go for my walk, and I'm going to be outside as long as I can handle it. And I'm going to get some exercise and fresh air and get my 10,000 steps for the day.